up there, you're joined by some of our officials who help to keep this sport well within the rules, to keep everybody safe, and a huge team of them up in the upper warm-up. As now we see Caroline Pamuchu, and the bell has rung for her and HSH Blake, and this is one you're going to want to keep your eyes on, folks, because they are predicted to be one who can dance, who can jump, who can do all the things. They are predicted by our friends at Eck Ratings to be the best dressage horse in the field, with a 6-run average of 28.2. Can they best that? Their best ever at this level, 27.3. Sinead, I'm going to let you give us some details on this amazing horse.
Yeah, just a 10-year-old. That's one of the things that makes this horse so exciting. Obviously, as a 9-year-old, you can see just the class right there. A 9-year-old represented the country, the United States, at the Paris Olympic Games. And the record previous to that competition is impeccable, winner of the 4-star long. And Caroline's produced this horse from a young horse owned by Molly Hoff, Dennis, and Caroline, as well as their mother, Sherry Martin. Breeder is Justin Blake. It's an Irish sport horse, Gelding, by Tolan.
Absolutely beautiful so far. He's an interesting stamp of a horse because he goes in and he really demands that you look at him. He doesn't have the longest neck you've ever seen, right? So Caroline works. She's very tall and she sits very beautifully on him and kind of will always be asking him to reach out to contact. Just a little bobble there, unfortunately, in that change. So that will cost them, but they're trending quite high. Caroline also became a mother just a few months ago, and she looks definitely back in the saddle quickly and ready to go. She's got several horses in this competition as well as in our 5-star later to come. Yeah, and you know, the horse is just, you can see, so powerful. And Caroline's a very brave rider. You know, even though you can tell there's a smidge of tension in there, she's not going to change her riding. She's going to ride strong and powerful coming up for this next change. Just a little muddled there again, so that's disappointing for her that those 2 changes will just bring that score down a smidge. You know, she's looking now to make up for it in the other marks. So, you know, if you're going to end up on a 4 or something there, you know, she's really going to be going for 8 somewhere else. Again, a young horse, just at 10 years old, a little light on runs this season. You know, again, she's entered in the 4-star competition, which just alludes to that she has bigger spring plans. You know, when you look at the entry list, you think, why isn't this horse in the 5-star? And most of the time, that's because these horses have eyes maybe on Aachen or something overseas in the summer. So as they plan their season, they might be a little lighter on runs before this event, meaning that this horse, coming off the Olympics last year, might have only run 1 time before coming to the competition here. So it's still got a little bit of that excitement carrying with him from last year and just being still early days in the season. But what this is doing, Frankie, is it is opening the door. And I think the exciting thing about this class is that, yes, we have, you know, a couple of those strong at the top looking for that win, predicted to win. But the beauty of competition is that the door is open. No. I mean, she had a 26% win chance coming into this, so a 52% that she's going to finish in the top 3. That's a pretty big number, right, Sinead, when you think about it. But it's anyone's game, and, you know, this is a good test, don't get us wrong, but maybe not the best we've ever seen from him. And so what can they do in the final tier? And Caroline is such an amazing competitor. She knows that, so she'll be looking to get every single point because it will come down to the smallest percentage point on Sunday when we crown our champion here. And like you said, you know, she's getting this horse ready also for something bigger this season. They've been to the Olympic Games. They're coming back into this ring now at Kentucky, and he's quite a young horse. And so, you know, getting back acclimated with that big atmosphere, and you can kind of see him really settling into his work now, which I like to see as well. And that's what you want from a young horse, to say, like, okay, today maybe you came in with a little bit more excitement, but then we're going to leave the ring better than we started.
Well, the thing that makes him great is his elasticity, his spunk, his you know, he comes up to have a little hello there in the stretch. That's what gives him that wow factor. And with that, you might have a mistake or two, and that's all she had. She had a little mistake. But the other marks of the test are going to be quite high. I mean, this is still going to be a top test. Just beautiful.
For sure. And this is also, as we mentioned,